Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I want to talk to you all a little bit more about the Azerite gear from the 8.1 raid Battle of Dazal'alor. In my previous video highlighting the different trait combinations, we spoke a bit about certain pieces and how they will be strong in different scenarios, but today I want to touch a bit on which pieces specifically I believe would be the best in slot pieces for both Mythic Plus and raid encounters for Destruction, Demonology, and Affliction. It is worth mentioning that there's still a week and so until 8.1 goes live, and if the rumored date of January 22nd for the raid's release is true, about 7 weeks or so left until the raid opens, so these traits could still be tweaked a bit. If you're interested in any of the week auras or add-ons you see here, I'll have a link to my Twitch and Discord in the description below where you can find them all. I will also have a link to all of the mentioned Azerite combinations there as well if you want to take a closer look. With that being said, let's talk about the new Azerite traits. Now let's start off with Destruction actually to shake things up a bit here. For Mythic Plus, I'm looking at a set consisting of the Helm from Jadefire Masters with the trait combination of Flashpoint and Rolling Havoc. Mantle of the Sky Terror drops from Conclave of the Chosen and brings with it the Rolling Havoc trait, this time with Chaotic Inferno, and the Robes of Biting Cold drop from Jaina Proudmoore, who was the final boss of the tier. The Robes of Biting Cold actually have access to Rolling Havoc and Crashing Chaos in the second row, which can be especially powerful in multi-target cleave situations. If you're looking to move away from a Rolling Havoc base set, the Azerite Shoulders from Grong have the options of Crashing Chaos at either Chaos Shards or Chaotic Inferno, which is also a viable choice for Mythic Plus. For the actual raid encounters, I'm looking at a set that maximizes on Crashing Chaos traits, while also bringing strong single target traits that will be useful outside of our Infernal cooldown. Crown of the Seducer drops from Opulence and has a strong combination of both Crashing Chaos and Chaotic Inferno. The Bristling Fur-Lined Amice is once again a sought-after piece for Destruction and bring with it the combination of Crashing Chaos and either Chaos Shards or Chaotic Inferno. And finally we have the Vestments of the Afterlife, which drop from King Rastakhan. Crashing Chaos is certainly the choice here over Rolling Havoc on single target encounters in conjunction with Bursting Flare, but I would not be too surprised if we change to Rolling Havoc a few times, as many fights are based around cleave and multiple targets inside Battle of Dazal'alor. I feel you will certainly want one trait at least of Chaotic Inferno in your Destruction set, but it does lose a bit of value at 2 or more stacks, so we'll have to wait and see where Chaos Shards ends up tuning wise. Moving on to Demonology, for Mythic Plus, I'm looking at a set consisting of Crown of the Seducer from Opulence, Mantle of the Sky Terror from Conclave, and the Robes of Biting Cold from Jaina Proudmoore. The combination of both Supreme Commander and Baleful Invocation on the Helm makes it an exceptionally strong piece in both Mythic Plus and raid settings. Demonic Meteor and Baleful Invocation also bring a good bit to the table in both departments on the actual shoulders, and the chest from Jaina has the option of either Demonic Meteor and Supreme Commander, or Baleful Invocation and Supreme Commander, which also makes it a very strong piece. I most certainly want at least one Demonic Meteor trait for Mythic Plus, as the additional Hand of Gul'dan impact damage is strong, and back-to-back shard refunds can lead to some pretty big openers or implosions if need be. As far as Demonology in a raid setting goes, the set stays pretty close to what I'm actually looking at for Mythic Plus. Crown of the Seducer from Opulence, the Bristling Fur-Lined Amice from Grong, and once again the Robes of Biting Cold from Jaina provide a great bit of differing talent combinations for both stat cleave and single target encounters. The combination of Supreme Commander and Baleful Invocation once again is what I'm currently focusing on and will provide a great bit of opening burst and priority add DPS for my Helm if need be. The Bristling Fur-Lined Amice has either the choice of Baleful Invocation or Shadow's Bite, and then Supreme Commander, which are both strong single target options, and the Robes of Biting Cold have the choice of either Demonic Meteor or Baleful Invocation, and then Supreme Commander. I do like working in one Demonic Meteor trait into my single target Demonology set whenever possible, as the first trait is a really strong option, but it just loses a good bit of value at 2 and 3 traits without being in a stack cleave scenario. The interesting thing here about Demonology, and if you have been watching some of my recent videos, is that the buff to demonic consumption in conjunction with Baleful Invocation produces an absurd amount of damage from your Demonic Tyrant every minute and a half when it's cast. Looking at the actual Azerite combination choices we have, each piece mentioned here has access to both Baleful Invocation and Supreme Commander, which almost worries me a bit that it might potentially be a bit too strong. We'll have to wait and see where Baleful Invocation lies in conjunction with Demonic Consumption when the patch drops, but it's certainly something to keep an eye on. And last but not least, I've saved everyone's favorite spec for last, Affliction. For Mythic Plus, I'm looking at a set consisting of the Blazewing Hood from Jadefire Masters, the Bristling Fur-Lined Amice from Grong, and the Robes of Biting Cold from Jaina Probmore. Looking at the Blazewing Hood, Racking Brilliance is a trait that's strong in almost every scenario for Affliction, and Sudden Onset also gains a great deal of value on multi-target encounters, which are a huge part of Mythic Plus. The combination of Racking Brilliance and Pandemic Invocation from the Grong shoulders also makes for a nice set if you're able to make good use of PI in Mythic Plus running Wrath and Agony, but I'm still not sure if the trait will be great or a bit too much to work with in Mythic Plus. If you're looking to complete your triple Sudden Onset set, there's also a pair of shoulders from Conclave of the Chosen that have SO, but also bring Dreadful Calling with them, which is honestly just dreadful. And the Vestments of the Afterlife are also another chest option that also brings with them Sudden Onset, and this time Inevitable Demise, which is another option if you're looking to complete the set, but it is important to keep in mind, however, that ID has changed in 8.1, so it will no longer be nearly as strong in Mythic Plus as it is now. From a raid perspective, the Cowl of Tideborn Omens from Stormwall Blockade, the Giga Charge shoulder pads from Mechatork, and the Divine Fury Raiment from Champion of the Light is the current combination that I feel will be best overall. The helm offers either Cascading Calamity or ID, and Racking Brilliance, which is easy to swap between for either single target encounters or council type fights. The Giga Charge shoulders offer either Pandemic Invocation or Cascading Calamity in conjunction with Racking Brilliance, which is another great combination for single target or council type fights, and the chest brings the combination of Racking Brilliance and Cascading Calamity, which is also solid. All three Azerite pieces bring Racking Brilliance to Affliction, which is great, seeing as how hard it was to actually acquire any pieces with Racking Brilliance on them in the first tier. With it being such a strong overall trait, Affliction also looks really promising next patch. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful to you all and gave you a better understanding on what pieces and combinations you should look to acquire in 8.1 for each spec. I really like the fact that all three specs have their best trait, being either Crashing Chaos, Supreme Commander, or Racking Brilliance, available across all three pieces. I really do want to keep an eye on Demonology running the triple Baleful, triple Supreme build with Demonic Consumption, as I feel it could be a pretty big sleeper right now, but as we get closer to the raid's release, could start picking up a lot of steam. If you want to see more WoW content and help support the channel, smash those like, share, and subscribe buttons, as your support really helps. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you all in 8.1. Peace.